Morning all. Thought I'd try and slip in one or two games this morning. So Blackjackadder. Let's try this. Maybe with Queen C2. Just try and get not square bishop quickly with A3. Lose a bit of time. Development though. It's the problem. It's one of the problems. Okay, what about E3 here? Is that too passive? Or bishop G5 might run into knight E4. That does Queen C4 actually. Queen C4. And then bishop F4. So I'm going to take on C7. If I take on C7, I suppose he's got Queen D5. And Queen D6. I'll do it. Oh, that's a sort of gambit, isn't it now? It's got Queen B3. Okay, I've just extended his development lead. Let's chase the Queen anyway. Queen B3, Queen B4. Queen C2, Queen D2. Alright. Get the queens off. I can play E3 and just... or Rook B1 to defend B2. Am I going to get murdered here? That's the question. Or am I going to crawl out of this alive? E4 is probably a bit more loosening than, I don't know, bishop F1, E takes D, bishop G2, E3 instead. The knight goes to F6, I think E4 is going to be weak. Okay, so here, King E2, Rook C1, just trying to get the rooks off. A lot of pressure. Trying to avoid B4, knight C3 check. Yeah. So facing a Nimzo gambit from the Queen C2 system. So can I get in Rook C1? Or is it going to be another gambit now with something like E5? Maybe I'll just take. Okay, get this move in. In fact, King D3 might be useful. So knight E4 takes, Rook C2, King D3, King D3, knight D2. Oh, I can play King takes C2 there. Alright, so King D3, full King, broken knight. Knight F2, King C2. Okay. Let's just get the pieces off. Pawn up. Okay, go on these light squares now. Go towards the centre, does it matter? Or I think A4. So here, maybe go to A4 or King C4. Alright, so this knight, where does that want to go? King C4, he's going to play A6, maybe. Okay, that's King A4, it is more trapped actually, it's King C4. So A6, I guess. And here, knight D2 to B4. A5, what's to take? So we get knight to B4. Is that right? Yeah, knight B4. Is there anything else? B5 check. Then you could probably, yeah, let's go for that. B5, King B3. Let's try and simplify further. Alright, how about e4 here? Or g3 or f3? f3, just to avoid my pawns getting restrained, although I've just weakened e3, which probably isn't that. It's a bit controversial, but if I can get in e4, okay, I don't know, to keep the pawns fluid. Right, e4, h3 now. I'll just leave it for a sec. About a4 to stop knight b5s. E5 a check is tempting. But he's going to get a big post on d5 for his knight once he plays a5. Start thinking, if I just take on f5 instead of knight d3, knight d5, knight e5, we're threatening knight f7 check, knight f4, knight e5 and d5. I'll go for that, e5 and d5, just for me, just trying to seal up that d5 issue. So d takes check, then knight d3 to protect the pawn. This is a bit hairy, 1 minute left. Can I get into b5? These pawns look a bit menacing over here. Knight d5, king b5, knight f4, maybe I'll just take and then take on b6. Maybe it's worth playing h3 actually. Just to try and stop g4s, because then the pawns will get even more forward. Too late. Okay, knight e1 here, or g3, king b6. Oh, I could try and just get the pawns going. The a pawn. He's not going to play knight e1 though, is he? Got to be wary about that. Knight f4, knight f2. Uh-oh, what did I just do? Oh god, that was a pre-move by accident. Whoops. It's not so bad if he takes. I just play a5. G3 is the concern. Right, a5. Maybe that was a good sack by accident. Knight f4, maybe I can take it, check. Keep blockading that pawn. Can I play a6 soon? It's catching up on the clock. So king e5, a6. Aha. Still try and set the knight. Keep the knight away for a sec. Yep, he resigns. Excellent. So, Nimzo Gambit line. Back in development. Being a bit greedy as well. I don't know if he played this correctly, but he let me crawl out of it. Especially with this king d3 move. Just simplifying everything out. So pawn up ending. And you know, I risk playing e5 because of d5, so I'm not sure about this, but at least, you know, I'm getting the b5 square if he's going to have to play knight d5. So that's a bit of a pawn race there. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.